Hi. I feel like I haven't gotten to sit and talk to you for a while. I've been walking outside because it's so freaking beautiful out and kind of give you some updates on life. And we've been working on so many different things, whether it's music. I'll give you an update on Spud and Lex too. And yeah, creating, I'm trying to create more spaces to be able to connect with you. It's been a really, really big project, but it's come together. It has come together absolutely perfectly. Um, I want to give you a tea update. I want to give you a brain update as well. I don't know, has it probably been a year, about a year on tea, which has been so cool. So many changes. Um, Emotionally, it's still that realm of we are much more calm. I'm more calm. My parts are more at peace. Um, I don't know, I mentioned this on Instagram. We are done seeing the psychologist. We are fully functional as multiples. And I am a fully functional person with DID. And you're gonna be like, well, what does that mean? It means that I have done the work with my psychologist and worked through the parts so that it's not a frazzled state. So we've worked through the certain forms and pockets of trauma so that my parts can know that we are in the now. So in people terms, because I can identify that now, I'm aware of my switching and shifting and altering brain due to the fragmentation. Um, but I don't shit. Now I forgot what I was saying. Remind me what we were saying, guys. But basically, yeah, we are fully functional as multiples. It means that uh, we did a lot of the trauma work. So you can like actually hear it's kind of shift and move a little bit to help our parts identify that we're not in the past, that we are not in the realm of suffering, because that's what was happening. Was when parts would come out, they could be at such a state of fight or flight, and when we were actually switching so much back in the day, it was so unpredictable. And now we've gotten a grasp on parts have settled. Yes, they are still here. A lot of people tend to think that when your parts, like when you do the work, that your parts just like go away. That is not what happens at all. Your brain begins to heal. It begins to get into a better state, more stable, more steady. So I'm able to work through situations or problems and be aware of the external environment. So if my brain and I begin to switch into very specific parts, I will know that externally something is actually going on that is not okay. Because what I was talking on Instagram about was is that that is why the brain was fragmented, like due to the external experience. So externally, if something is triggering that, I'm gonna know what's happening. And we can actually respond accordingly. We can become aware. I can be aware, okay, if this part is out, this is what could be going on. Or if I am switching into this part of my brain, this is what's going on. It's taken a while because I've had to remove a lot of people and situations from my life to keep the peace. I'm slightly kind of dissociating because so much has happened, and kind of talking about it kind of puts me in a state of like, wow. So I gotta pull it back. So that means I'm probably going to some realms that I don't need to, oversharing. So I'm gonna stop there. But I have just created a very safe and sacred place for myself and the parts of myself to be able to be and exist openly. Clearly, you know, we reattached our locks however many years ago now, which was a big, big thing because we originally cut our locks to continue to do healing because so many of my parts wanted this color hair, this color hair, this color hair, which no, that's not a part, that's not what a psychologist tells you, but that's just what I energetically was led to do to allow my parts to fully heal. And I can't speak for anybody else in the world, but that shit fucking worked for me. I feel like if I could write a book on healing, there's so many specialists that aren't here for your greatest good. I swear they are here to learn through you. I think I'll share more about my experience with my psychologist when we get to that point of like being steady on that, especially. But I knew that my time was done, and my parts knew we were able to start to catch on to some things that just were not appropriate on my psychologist's end. And you have to be able to know, it's like we knew ourselves enough to know that something was actually kind of going wrong, unfortunately. And that comes from my psychologist and at the time. But I'd been seeing the same psychologist since before, I want to say before 2020, because that's when I was openly talking about it, and we had been switching and gotten the diagnosis prior to 3 different times, 2 different times, 3 different times, formal diagnosis like written. And this is where we're at, and it is so, so beautiful. It's very lovely, and I really couldn't be more thankful. And you know, I am aware that the fragmentation of my brain is never going to go away, but I can use and utilize my parts to continue to curate health and like abundance and like a wealthiness of joy and gladness into my life, that I don't have to continue to sit in a fragmented, awful state. And that's why I stood so strongly on mine. People would try to tell you, they would see us in our parts healing and growing and dismiss it and be like, that's not at all what was going on. You don't have this, or you're lying. It's like, baby, I'm healing. That's Black excellence. You know, it's very invalidating when people will dismiss you and your healing journey. But I've had to learn to stay in my fucking lane. I don't give two nothings about the next person. I'm here to heal myself and to be the spiritual entity that I am, because one day, all of us, everybody watching every single video, is going to be 6 feet under, baby. You have one life to live, one life to heal, and one life to grow. And you're going to have to figure out how that is and how that works for you, and how you're going to conquer the various things that are on your plate. You know, you got to do what you got to do, and I have had to do. But we're curating music. We've come out with an album, as you already know, and we have a single that is out called, oh wow, what is that called, to somebody that knows the music more than I do? Quantum Leaping 888. And yeah, our music has a very healing frequency and tone. We learned about frequencies to align you to something new. But we can make a video all on that specifically. Alder and Lex are doing very, very well. A lot of talking, a lot of communicating, a lot of healing, honestly, has been going on, just because there's been so many shifts and change astrologically, that it shifts and change how you can connect with people. So it's been a time of a lot of like shifting and moving, which can honestly be really hard, but you have to do what you have to do to continue on your path. But we're doing good. Lex is doing good, Spud's doing good. Spud's just been making and creating a lot of wizard hats, which has been beautiful. Lex has been curating as well. It's been super supportive. Lex has been like smashing some really cool meals and bringing a lot of health and that wellness into our house very abundantly, and teaching a lot about some really good natural foods. That's been very, very lovely. So my body is doing very well at that, because I feel like before, a couple years ago, we were taking in a lot of foods that my parts needed. Like when we just didn't really have a good a pace of foods. I feel like we used to struggle with an eating disorder way back in the day, like growing up from since before then. But we were hospitalized for our eating disorder, and like I don't remember what year it was. And then that was hard, and ARFID and just regular food aversions that we've had to push and power through. You know, that's just important. I was telling you about being on T. Clearly, voice has been changing, face has been changing, our body has been changing, the muscle mass has been changing in our body. Our viewpoint on life has seriously, you know, been changing. We really just want to be at peace with ourselves and create that sacred space, and use a lot of energetic forms of, I'm not even going to get into my ancestors. I don't even talk about it with these people. Just being on our own vibe, really. And it's been very lovely. But yeah, I feel like I could just talk to you all day. I get kind of sad because I'm really struggling with trying to figure out how to talk to you on here. Like, I want to, it's like, some people, like, I could edit, but then at times, like, I feel like it doesn't feel like my realm of things to edit a video in a specific way. It doesn't feel like the authenticity that I want. What I want is just to make videos like this with you, but I need for you to give me feedback on them. You know, I need you to give me some sort of feedback. It's super, super helpful, because people will be like, post whatever you want, but I'm like, I don't really know what I want. I really want to kick it with you. Like, I love to hear from you. I really would love to hear from you on and what you like kind of to talk about, because I am really open just to sitting around like this and talking with you. I think it could be so lovely and so beautiful, and really healing, you know. So I'm gonna post this. So please, 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 if you are watching this, please let me know, because I know you're here watching this, what you want to hear about and how you want to hear from me. Because as much as we can say, well, I'm going to make it consistent, we can't make it consistent unless we know how to connect with you. Because that's what I want to do here. It's like, yes, that's what I want, you know? People say, what post what you want? I want to post what is connecting with you, you know what I mean? And that will be a really big help. So that's your homework, is to please comment what that means for you. Like, what feels connecting to you? What do you want to talk about? If we could just sit down like this, what will we be talking about together? So, I almost feel sad to put away the phone. If you want to see, look, I got my little bricks here, and it's just really lovely. But yeah, so please let me know. Please, please let me know. I'm trying to think. Somebody keeps mentioning the tea. The tea. What do you want to talk about with the tea? I think there's a part that really wants to discuss the tea. I was being on HRT. Testosterone has been the best decision for our life. I think we said that before. Excuse me. It has brought a new sense of confidence, a new sense of safety, especially for my very feminine parts of self that will switch in and out for sure. A sense of safety and security. And I don't know, it just feels right, but who knows what it could be in however many years. But I feel like very comfortable at this time, you know. I can't predict the future in the way, because I don't like to put the energy out there. I like the energy to go where it needs to flow if it's not needed, you know. So, yeah. Also, totally random, one of my abusers is in jail. He got what was coming for him for sure. But I don't even know. Another weirdo in the family got called out for some stuff. We called him out, and me and Spud called this other person out. Dude's weird. I can't. I will always be the protector of mother, the divine feminine, and children. I can't stand for people's disgusting ways out here. But anyways, well, I guess I'll let you go. Again, let me know. And I love you. I'm going to give you a hug. And all of me loves you and appreciates you. And thank you for being here with me in this realm and on this journey. It's been very lovely with you for what's to come. Listen to the new album if you have not yet already listened to it. And stay tuned for singles. We're going to the festival in just a couple days. I'm gonna get some footage of the festival and being there. Yeah, so I love you, family. Much love.